Hello, I'm your neurofabulous friend, late diagnosed AuDHD, and today I am talking about something huge. I finally did the wildest, most dopamine seeking, neurodivergent thing a person can do. I released a book. Yes, a whole book made of actual words that I wrote with my hands on purpose. And look, if you've ever tried to finish an important project while your brain was convincing you that cleaning the grout was more urgent, you will understand exactly how big this moment actually is. So, by the end of today's video, you will absolutely understand what the book is about, why I wrote it, and why it was deeply needed in workplaces that employ or are led by neurodivergent people. We are going to explore what the research says and what real leaders actually experience. Me, I'm one of those. And what organizations keep getting wrong about safety and leadership and difference. So my goal for you is to walk away with clarity, a bit of validation, and at least one practical insight you can use in your own team, whether you're neurodivergent yourself or you lead neurodivergent staff. So I wrote Unmasking Leadership essentially after years of working in risk and safety and leadership. I kind of kept seeing the same pattern, and you can read it in the book. But workplaces really say they want innovation, honesty, authenticity, yet they design systems that reward sameness. I also spent years masking, burning out, and feeling like leadership was always like a required performance, like a costume. So this book is a bridge between kind of the lived experience that I've had as a late diagnosed AuDHD person and the research evidence from psychological safety studies, ISO 45003, organizational psychology. I bring it all together because this is my special interest. This is my fucking special interest. Like, I am so obsessed with understanding this better. So today I'm going to give you a look inside. Now, spoiler alert, this is not the cover we landed on. I got everybody on Instagram to vote for a cover, and the cover is awesome. I'm just waiting for those last proofs to arrive. I wanted to make sure I recorded this video because the autistic in me wanted to make sure that every single thing is checked off my to-do list before the launch of this book. It just happens that the proofs with the new covers have not arrived yet. I'm really excited. If you do comment and watch this video, please let me know below, and I will also select a winner of this book from those comments too, and I will send it to you because I'm really excited about it. So if this is a topic you're interested in, win the book. Anyway, just saying. Or you can buy it on Amazon, whatever. Before we dive in even, if you want deeper frameworks, the full roadmap to Neuroinclusive leadership, grab the book using the Amazon link, download it, and in the back, what's really cool, just side note, what's really cool about the back is there is a QR code over here where you scan it and it'll take you to a workbook as well, like just a free printable workbook because lols, overachiever. Okay, so why this book actually exists. Leadership theory was never really built for neurodivergent brains. Most models still center confidence, charisma, emotional consistency, sociability as the definition of good leadership. Yet, research shows something very different. The strongest leadership traits in modern organizations include systems thinking, pattern recognition, high creativity, ethical decision making, crisis problem solving. These skills align directly with autistic, ADHD, and AuDHD and dyslexic cognitive profiles. Teams with psychological safety outperform others, not because they're making fewer mistakes, but because they feel safe to admit them. So as Amy Edmondson found, the most successful teams are the ones where people can speak up without fear. And for neurodivergent staff, masking, regulation, communication adaptation all drain capacity. safety literally becomes the difference between participating and surviving. So this is why the book exists. The gap between workplace rhetoric and the workplace reality is still huge, and neurodivergent leaders feel that gap in every meeting. So if this is already resonating, subscribe to the channel, grab the book. It holds all the models I've spoken about. I've got a safety spectrum. I've got a neuroinclusive leadership compass, like reimagining how leadership should look, but from a neurodivergent perspective. So just to be clear, masking does not disappear when someone becomes a leader. It actually often increases. And more so for women. 70% of autistic professionals mask daily. Senior leaders experience the highest exhaustion. Masking leads to identity confusion, emotional fatigue, and huge rates of burnout. And the cost is not only personal. When leaders mask, the organization learns a silent rule. Safety is optional. Uniformity is safer than honesty. This is one of those core tensions a neurodivergent leader faces. To be credible, they feel they must hide the very traits that make them effective. The book explores this double bind in depth, using research, real stories, but the heart of it's really simple. Leadership is not about hiding your cognition. It's about designing environments where difference no longer carries a penalty. Psychological safety. So if you're a leader navigating this or managing someone who has hit the subscribe button and check out the book, it goes far deeper into how to build safety and what actually sticks. So what is psychological safety? Lols. It's not a soft skill. It's a measurable, structural, and practical thing. ISO 45003 treats it as a health and safety requirement. Google identified it as the strongest predictor of team success. And this was a Google project, not just Google the place. No, like Apple, not Apple, what is it called? Alphabet, like the organization itself. They tested a couple of things around psychological safety. This book brings it into the world of leadership accountability. The key takeaways are that safety predicts innovation, well-being, and retention. Safety allows people to stop performing and start participating. Safety lets people regulate and recover and contribute without burning out. And for neurodivergent teams, safety is oxygen. Put the oxygen mask on. Without it, everything becomes harder. So when safety is built through consistent behaviors, predictability, clarity, fair feedback, caring about energy, not only outcomes, the small interactions in ordinary meetings matter more than the inspirational posters on the wall. So excited. So this book gives leaders tools for this. It gives a compass around clarity, consistency, curiosity, co-creation. But not going to reveal it all. You need the book. No silly banana. But look how many pages I wrote. Like, bonkers. Anyway, so grab the book, links below. Now, I also want to talk about the future of neuroinclusive leadership, and I've got an entire chapter on this, and I want to make sure that we're really clear. I know there are countless stories worth telling about neurodivergent leadership across every gender. I hope this book adds to that conversation, not by speaking for others, but contributing one honest voice to a growing collective of people reimagining what leadership looks like when we stop pretending it has a single shape. And I think that's kind of like one of the key takeaways. It reframes leadership as guardianship, stewardship, safety, shared responsibility, and it makes neurodivergent contribution a strength rather than an exception. I want to make sure that when we look at workplaces, we're seeing leadership models that remove penalties for difference, systems built around predictable work design, culturally aligned frameworks and practices, environments where people are safe to think, speak, question, and also rest. The next era of leadership belongs to those who build for brains, bodies, and bandwidth. Those who design for safety will outperform those who design for speed. And that's pretty much the heart of this entire book. So if you want the full research, look how much is in here. Like, it's just research on research. Side note, this is the proof. So it says not for resale all over it because it's just a lot of references in there. If you want all the research, the frameworks, the tools, the stories that show how leadership can evolve, get your copy. It comes out soon. It comes out on the 10th of December. There's also a freebie in the back, which I'm excited about. So subscribe for future videos. Your support honestly, genuinely helps get this message out. It helps get the message to other neurodivergent people. And I think it's going to be amazing. And I'm so excited. All right, one more quote, because my partner said, bless my partner's heart, he read this whole book and gave me like honest feedback. And honestly, what a champion. Okay, his favorite line was, history is filled with charismatic leaders who build loyalty through magnetism rather than morality. Organizations often fall into the same trap at smaller scales. Teams mistake confidence for competence, charm for credibility, and fluency for truth. In doing so, they replicate the power dynamics of cult behavior, where dissent is reframed as disloyalty and conformity is rewarded. Because I love a cult, so I mentioned a couple of culty things in here because, like, who wouldn't? Okay, his other favorite one. Neuroinclusive work design is not about special treatment. It is about intelligent systems engineering for human variability. Predictable, clear, autonomous, and well-designed environments allow people to use their brains for problem solving instead of survival. Thank you for watching. Grab the book and subscribe for weekly episodes. I realize this episode was a little bit boring, but it's the fact that the book comes out this week. I'm so excited. If you want, you can join me for a live interview on the 10th in the US or the 11th in New Zealand and Australia. I go live at like 6 a.m. launching the book because I'm that excited about it. And yeah, really looking forward to seeing if it does okay. Please buy it so that I know it does okay and that I don't have to deal with my imposter syndrome and rejection sensitivity. All right. Thank you.